Tomorrow also marks the nation's annual observance of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and for the first time ever, Wall Street will be closed to trading to honor the slain civil rights leader. In past years, the stock market has observed only a minute of silence. Of course, all federal buildings will be closed for the King holiday.
A lot of people off tomorrow, so what kind of weather are they going to get?
Yeah, very nice, beautiful weather, nice weekend, and wouldn't you know that the weatherman would choose the finest weekend to host a wedding. Troy walked his daughter down the aisle last night. Yeah, so we want to wish them very well.
Yes.
Nice news for them. And as for the rest of us, looks like a pretty nice work week ahead, and if you have the holiday off, all the better. Forecast is up next.
Closed captioning of News 8 is sponsored by Columbia Green Oaks, now offering them an Earth Christian program.
He's a small, simple man, yet his followers number in the millions, and his words help bring down the walls of communism in Eastern Europe. Now he brings his message of hope to the people of Cuba. Join News 8 for a most historic event as Pope John Paul II makes his first ever pilgrimage to Cuba. News 8's Ana Martinez brings you live coverage from Havana, beginning Tuesday, January 20th, on News 8, The Spirit of Texas.
The new Dodge wanted to take the sport utility concept to a higher level. Enter the new Durango. Its best-in-class power, cargo space, and seating for up to 8 raise the bar considerably, as do its strongest-in-class frame and its stable, longer, wider stance. Dodge Durango, a higher form of sport utility, from top to bottom. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
Instead of waiting and waiting so long for your refund, come to H&R Block for Rapid Refund electronic filing. It's the fast way to get one.
Someone to watch over me.
Well, it's certainly been a beautiful, albeit a windy day today. The winds will likely die down later on tonight and pick back up tomorrow, although tomorrow will come more out of a southerly direction. Here's a check now of the current conditions. Skies are mostly clear. Temperature now 60 degrees, humidity 44%. Barometric pressure is steady at 30 points even. Our winds pretty strong out of the northwest now at 22 miles per hour steadily. We've seen gusts up to 30 miles per hour, and there's been no rain out at the rain gauge at DFW. Here's what's going down on the record books for today. We got up to a high this afternoon of 66. That after starting out with a low this morning of 39. 54 and 32 are the normal high and low. 80 the record high, and -1 degree the record low temperature set way back in 1930. Here's a look at temperatures at this hour. Most of the readings now low 60s and upper 50s. It's 61 in Addison. Lovefield has 62, as does Oak Cliff. At the big airport, 60 degrees. 57 in Denton at Alliance Airport, and it's 59 at Meacham Field in Fort Worth. Here's a look at the satellite picture, and we have had a very clear day today. A lot of cloudy skies last night gave way to mostly clear, fair conditions. We had a trough of low pressure that developed into more of a weak frontal system. That pushed on through and swung our winds around to a northwesterly direction. The cloud cover now well down to our south, and this frontal system should miss us. I think it's going to scoot off toward the east, miss us entirely. Temperatures across the state very pleasant. A lot of readings in South Texas are in the 70s. 52 in Amarillo, 68 in El Paso, Shreveport with 64, a little bit cooler behind that front in Oklahoma City with the temperature there now just 39 degrees. Here's a look at conditions elsewhere across the rest of the country. There is another frontal system that is approaching. This one a Pacific front, and it will be through here by midweek. That'll be our next chance for thunderstorms and slightly cooler temperatures, although I don't expect temperatures to drop off very drastically. Behind this frontal system, temperatures considerably cooler than they are ahead of it. A lot of readings just in the teens and 20s across some portions of the northern plains, 50s and 60s out west, and across the northeast, temperatures there mostly in the 30s and 40s. We've seen some thunderstorms across some portions of the southeast, and some little bits of snow here and there falling across some portions of upper New England. Here's a look at the forecast map for tomorrow. That frontal system approaching from the west. It'll get a little bit closer. Won't be here though until the middle of the week. Until then, very nice conditions. Tomorrow we'll see our winds coming out of the south at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's a look at the extended forecast. Clear skies for tonight. An overnight temperature of 32. Sunny for tomorrow. The expected high 64. Very nice day. Then partly cloudy skies for Tuesday. Even warmer with a high of 68. Then our transition comes. For Wednesday, the possibility of some thunderstorms as that frontal system pushes through from the west. The high that day, still pretty warm in the low 60s, and then we'll drop off to daytime highs in the 50s for the end of the week with cloudy skies. We have another front on the way, but even with the next front coming, and you would think here in January there's a front coming, it's not going to be all that bad. It should be pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks like the temperatures are going to stay pretty mild. So.
Yeah, very 50s, 60s, that's not bad.
Great, wonderful. Thank you.
We'll enjoy it while it's around. Well, today was a beautiful day to get out and about, and hundreds of families did just that, making their way to the Dallas Museum of Art. Channel 8 sponsored Family First Day. Besides free admission to the museum, children were able to show off their talents as budding artists. And in some cases, many even became works of art themselves in tribute to the Ancient Egypt exhibit. The event was designed for families to get a dose of culture while spending some quality time together. I was out there with wife Margaret and daughter Eleanor, and that place was packed with families. Very busy day at the DMA today.
Oh, wow. Well, it sounds great.
We had fun.
Wonderful. Well, next on News 8 Sports, getting back to the glory days of the NBA.
The reason for a Boston reunion with some of the greats.
My high school years were pretty typical. I never really stood out. Did all the normal stuff, but nothing extraordinary. Well, that is until I started Jack in the Box and created the ultimate cheeseburger. It's outstanding. 2 big quarter-pound patties, 3 slices of cheese, everything you want, nothing you don't. It's the ultimate cheeseburger. You know, actually, I did get some recognition in school. For some reason, I was voted class clown.
Everyday freshness and value are part of the Minyard Family Guarantee. And at Minyard Food Stores, you can always count on money-saving weekly specials like these.
Coca-Cola 12-packs, 2 for $5. Minyard eggs, 68 cents. Libby's vegetables, 3 for $1. Chicken leg quarters, 28 cents a pound. Hey kids, enter the Sesame Street Live Color Me Poster Contest. Grand prize, 4 VIP tickets and a backstage meet and greet.
I'm Liz Minyard. At Minyard Food Stores, quality, value, and customer satisfaction are a family tradition.
With new Depend undergarments, you're prepared, no matter where the day may take you.
We're going out. I can't. I've got too much to do. Nonsense. You're going. But my hair. I'll do it in the car.
New Depend has even more Absorb Lock for the best Depend protection against leaks. Store brand undergarments are 50% more likely to leak than New Depend.
June Allison! Depend, because you've got a lot of living to do.
Who has an awesome January inventory clearance sale? The answer is yes. Save big time on electronics and big screen TVs. Act now, and you could save hundreds of dollars on top brand names like Pioneer, Toshiba, Sony, JBL, Zenith, and JVC. Yes, we have instant credit. Yes, everyone's approved. You can't afford to miss the Yes January inventory clearance. Call 1-800-TRUST-YES now, because the answer is yes.
Larry Bird certainly knew as a player how to win at Boston Garden, and he knows as a coach, too, doesn't he?
Still winning, and they're not mad at him in Boston, even though he decided not to stick around, took that job with Indiana before this season. Well, the reunion of one of the NBA's greatest front lines in history in Boston today, as Robert Parrish had his jersey retired by the Celtics with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale in attendance. As in their playing days, Bird overshadowed the ceremony with his return to Boston as coach of the Pacers. Indiana up by 5 in this game, 3:26 to play. Antoine Walker with a 3-point play here with the foul. Now, Rick Pitino on the bench could not believe that foul call, especially at home. With a minute and a half to go, the NBA's best shooter with the game on the line does it again. Reggie Miller with a 3 to give the Pacers a 5-point lead, and Larry Bird liked that. And then watch Mark Jackson and Miller work the perfect backdoor play. That put the game away as Bird comes back to Boston to beat his old team 103-96. The Celtics, as mentioned, also retired the double-zero of Robert Parrish, the 19th player the Celtics have retired. They also played Hail to the Chief before Parrish addressed the crowd at the Fleet Center.
It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm definitely flattered by the acknowledgement of having my number retired and raised in the rafters with the other great Celtics. Also, I'd like to thank my chiropractor. Yes, the body is not what it used to be.
Parrish played 21 years in the NBA, retiring last year and going out in style with another ring as a member of the Chicago Bulls. Chicago at home this afternoon in a battle of Michael versus Charles. Barkley was a lot of bark and a lot of bite in this game. Scottie Pippen back again, and he had a big game, 23 points and 10 assists. But with Houston within 6 in the fourth quarter, Jordan hit 2 key three-pointers. He finished with 45 for the game, the 7th time he's done that this year. Barkley had 35 points and 14 rebounds, but it was too much Michael as Chicago wins again. Well, the NHL All-Star Game is ending in Vancouver. The North American team beating the World Team 8-7 late in the third period. Susie Woodhams will have a live report with all the highlights and reaction from the Stars tonight on Sports Special. Last night, the Mavericks went 1 for 2, getting the arena but blowing another lead on the court. Here it is against the Timberwolves. Michael Finley deep in the corner with a three-point shot. Dallas with a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. But then things just start to fall apart. Things you just can't explain. How does Dennis Scott miss that shot? And then everyone goes cold. Hubert Davis from inside the three-point line here barely draws iron on this shot, and they don't call Tom Gugliotta. Look at the steps he takes right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. They don't call that. And the Mavericks squander another lead. 113-110 was the final in overtime. And you have to feel for Don Nelson, who's learning what it means to coach this team.
Doesn't seem to be an easy game for us. No matter how well we play, we just lose everything in the fourth quarter when they turn up our pressure. Nobody's fault. I think everybody made mistakes, including myself. That probably hurt us. But bottom line is they stepped up and made the plays that we did.
And tonight on Sports Special, a very interesting story on UT basketball coach Tom Penders. George Reba has that, so join us tonight.
All right, you'll be all over, and in Canada, too.
We'll be there.
All right, thanks very much, Tony. Well, finally at this hour, Morgan Freeman and Christian Slater are against each other and nature in a new film called Hard Rain.
Channel 8's movie critic Gary Cogill suggests you take along some survival gear. He says this one is a disaster.
The window! The window's broken!
All right, let's get in there and get him out. But whatever you do, don't shoot him! Don't shoot him! Not till we find out where that money is, you hear me?
Hard Rain is a dreadful new film that takes place during a massive small-town flood. Oscar winner Morgan Freeman plays a professional thief hot on the trail of $3 million, guarded closely by Christian Slater. Bad guys shooting guns and chasing good guys on jet skis. Hard Rain also stars Randy Quaid as an overacting, cliched sheriff, Minnie Driver as the local good girl doing her best to stay dry, and Betty White as a cranky senior citizen, forced to speak some of the worst dialogue this side of a volcano.
You gonna arrest us, Sheriff?
Hard Rain is directed with a dull thud by award-winning cinematographer Michael Solomon. Every frame of his film looks phony. No wonder. The entire town was recreated on a soundstage and then flooded. You know you're in trouble when the making of a film is much more interesting than the actual movie. Hard Rain is rated R for language, violence, and boredom. Even Morgan Freeman can't save this disaster. Some movies are good bad, meaning at least they're unintentionally funny. Hard Rain has no sense of humor. It's just bad.
Let's get out of here.
Gary Cogill, Channel 8 News.
You know, I kind of get the feeling he didn't like that movie very much.
He didn't like that at all.
No, I don't think so. It's too bad.
You think that Hollywood would have learned its lesson from Waterworld, but I guess not.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Well, thanks for joining us this evening.
We'll see you tonight at 10. Have a good evening.
Now, you can watch News 8 on the World Wide Web at WFAA.com.
The average person makes 3 New Year's resolutions. Resolutions? Here's one you won't mind keeping.
New honey roasted chicken from Stouffer's Lean Cuisine. It's not just lean, it's cuisine.
Reason number 28 to come to Levitt's. Need more furniture? Come to our one-day sale this Monday at Levitt's with a special preview day on Sunday. And make room for this beautiful new rose sofa for just $6.88. Or relax in this leather chair and ottoman, now $1.99. The Simmons mattress or box spring, your choice, $117. This bunk bed is on sale for just $199. So come to Levitt's for our one-day sale this Monday. We've got something for everybody.
Dependable, accurate, Troy Dungan. News 8 weather now.
Broadcasting Company, but our friends call us ABC.